Hello and welcome to the Memeingful Discourse Podcast, the podcast inspired by little Jimmy Memer who believes memes have no consequences. But we're here to say, listen little Jimmy, memes do have consequences and you need to think about them. I'm Ryan.
I'm Alec.
And today we're talking about Arthur memes. According to knowyourmeme.com, the first appearance of the Arthur fist meme was July 27th, 2016. With our boy at AlmostJT posting, this is just a pic of Arthur's fist, but I don't know how I feel that it's just so relatable. So many emotions in one fist. Wow, that is powerful. Anything to add to that, Alec?
It started as just a pic, but now it's the most relatable Arthur pic on Twitter, I would say. It's become more than just a pic. Now it's its own emotion and set of emotions.
Definitely.
It's become a feeling now.
It is a feeling.
Do you feel it?
I did feel it. Over the summer, I felt it hardcore. Like, everything I saw on Facebook was Arthur fist, and I didn't understand why, but that's what a good meme is, right? You just don't understand.
Did you notice on Facebook for a week, they just replaced the thumbs up like with an Arthur fist? For like a whole week, like, you didn't like things, you gave it the Arthur fist.
That was an official Facebook update. I remember that.
Yeah, you remember, yeah.
So, well, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. The very next day, July 28th, what was his name? It was the Redditor Axedog submitted this picture here. When people say Harambe was just a gorilla. Boom. Get that fist going.
That's not... Oh. Harambe.
We can't get away from this gorilla.
I mean, I don't want to get away from Harambe. Harambe will always be in my heart because I'll always love him and miss him and appreciate his sacrifice and his symbolism of the terrible racial bias in our country. Mm-hmm. So Harambe isn't just a gorilla, and Arthur is with us to help us grieve and have a way to symbolize our frustration and our kind of like rage against the machine.
Yeah.
Arthur was kind of raging against his sister in this episode, but you know, the fist can mean more than just abusing children.
Right. I mean, anything. I mean, it's easy. Just take stuff out of context and put words on it. That's what I mean, that what makes the best meme, right? Yeah. If you didn't know that Arthur was about to knock his sister out over a broken airplane, I mean, whatever.
It's just so relatable for more than just your sister's destruction of airplanes. Oh my God, this fist. It was the summer fist. Yeah.
Summer fist.
You were there. I were there.
Yes, you were there.
Let's keep going down this memory lane.
Let's look at another Arthur fist meme. You want to read this one, Alec, for those that may not be watching on YouTube?
For people who need to just relate their anger about spelling mistakes, when you're tweeting Arthur memes, you must know that Arthur is spelled A-R-T-H-U-R. When people are tweeting Arthur A-U-T-H-O-R.
Ooh, see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Autocorrect done gotcha. You fell for it. Autocorrect laid that trap for you, and you just jumped right into it.
Yeah. Can I just want to point out, author, A-U-T-H-O-R, is like someone that writes a book or a blog post, I guess you could say. Arthur
thank you.
Is the
thank
name.
you. Thank you for telling us what an author is.
Yes.
Ryan.
I mean, some people may not know. They may not realize it because they're just idiots. I mean, there's a lot of ways.
I just don't want to insult our audience too much.
Well, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm sure you're not an idiot because you're doing something about bringing awareness to memes and their meaning. So, yeah. Thanks at Koshui, I think. I don't know how you would pronounce that name. But this is Kashui, yeah. This is a nice meta meme too because it's talking about memes while using the meme itself. Like, I don't know. It's fun. Memeception.
Memeception. Does it go any deeper than that? Well,
I don't know.
Let's take another step into the meme zone.
Should we move forward here? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying? Let's
Yeah.
hit that next button.
Yeah.
Also, you should smash that like button, but this is a little different. So this is one of my favorites that I found. When you offer somebody food and they say yeah, Arthur Fist. Because this is one of my pet peeves.
I need your help a little bit in describing this to me, because when we're assembling this slideshow, I think you put it in. I wanted to save this discussion for the show, but I don't really get this one.
You don't really get this one. Okay, so
you offered somebody food.
Yeah,
and they accepted your offer.
Right.
I don't understand the frustration.
I'm going to break this down to you. It's all about like manners and expectations and trying to be polite. So you know,
okay.
All right, Alec, I've got a candy bar. No, let's say I have Reese's cups. How about that? 2 Reese's cups. I bought them for me, right? But when I go to eat it, it just so happens that you're sitting next to me. And I say, just out of sheer social expectations, that this is something that we can go off on a tangent, because I'm not quite sure where this social expectation comes from. It's something to do with like maybe communism, or like
I think it comes from the Midwest. Like I've seen, this is like almost like a part of like being nice culture, just like valuing niceness over honesty.
But
yeah, like I know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. So you offer
saying
the food.
something and offering something, but you don't mean it.
Yeah. So that's why myself, I never offer anyone anything, even if like never, because I know I don't really mean it. So why would I even pretend like, oh, would you like a Skittle? No, you can't have not one Skittle. They're my Skittles because I bought them. And if you ask me for a Skittle, I might consider it, but you shouldn't be mad if I say no. So with this Arthur meme here, when you offer someone food and they say, yeah, you get mad because they're not supposed to accept. Like me also. If someone offers me food,
No, they're not supposed to accept as bullshit.
No.
I'm calling you on that because, like, if you make an offer, you have to be willing to deal with the consequences. You're trying to escape your consequences, just like little Jimmy Memer. And an offer should be made in earnest, right? Like, I think the balance of values, niceness versus honesty, is something like, of course, we want to be kind to each other. We want to treat other people with respect, and like you want to honestly tell someone like when something is genuine. Like I feel like there's the onus is on the person giving the offer to be honest about the offer.
Right.
I think that's the bottom line.
That is,
and I've seen this play out in our culture in a way that like surprised me, to where like I've heard, like, one of my friends grew up in the Midwest in Minnesota, and her mom told her that when someone invites you to a party, you have to say no. Like the default is no, because then you get the honest offer of like, no, I really want you to come to this party.
Aww.
Then you get like the genuine invitation after you turn it down the first time. So she like didn't do any, she was like not a social outgoing person
by accident,
like in high school and college, because of this like weird cultural assumption that like people were lying to her all the time when they offered her. Like, she went to college and people were like, hey, you should come hang out. And she was like, no. And they just thought, okay, she's the person who doesn't want to be friends with us or doesn't care about, like, no. Like, this kind of valuing niceness culture has, like, weird cultural twists and cul-de-sacs of how it affects people's expectations and lives in a way where, like, can't we just value honesty and make honest offers. Like, I think you've chosen honesty, right? You've
just
chosen
don't
to
offer
offer
at all.
Nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, no, zero offers. I get that. That's a very George Costanza solution to the problem.
Right. Wow. Well, I didn't think that this meme would. I mean, that's the point of a good meme too, right? All of what we just said is contained within this meme, right? There you go. Good job, Arthur Fist. I don't know who made this one because the name is not attached, so I'm sorry I can't give credit. Let's move on to the next little slide here that we got.
I think we've gone real deep, and I just want to take a few lighthearted slides. From here on out, I just want to kind of like have a little fun with it. Can we just do that for once?
I guess that's what this is all about. We just some couple of boys having some fun.
Can we just be a couple boys having some fun?
Although, yeah. Anyway.
So when you see, we're on the next slide.
Yes, we
when
are.
When you
we
on
are.
Twitter,
Yes.
and all you see is the same meme. When you're on when you're on a YouTube video and all you see is the same fist over and over. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with it. All right, so this is like part of the zeitgeist of like July 27th, 28th. Like,
yeah, it was already.
Timothy here.
Wow, I didn't.
Timothy here is just like, I'm done with this fist. Let's move on. Let's go to the next slide, please. Yeah. Let's see something about Arthur that's not a fist.
Well, hold on. Yeah, we'll get to a non-fist, but I want to say that this meme here combines two memes in one. Like the fist is not just the crisp fist. It's the one where it's like blurry on the sides. That was
it's a little like it has like a triggered filter.
Yeah, that's just for those that can't see it.
I think it's important to make YouTube videos for the visually impaired. This is a nice way to engage a wider audience.
Yeah, well,
that's not a joke. Like that's like
sorry, I'm
sincere.
not laughing at blind people. Jeez, I know a blind guy on YouTube. I just found his channel. It's really interesting. He has a blind YouTube channel.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'll link it. It's the Tommy Edison Experience. I'll put a link below because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
All right, so we're on the next slide here from @birthdaysuit. Wow. Anyway, do you want to go ahead and describe this meme to our audience? Wow, this is still July 28th.
This is still July 28th. Yeah, like Arthur kind of blew up a little bit here. This was a fun kind of like mashup of Muffy doos. Here we've got Muffy Crosswire, who is seen with different hairstyles throughout Arthur, and sometimes you're like all dressed up. You got your wig on and you're out, and like you like get back to a comfortable place, and he say make yourself comfortable, and you're just like, I'm taking this wig off. I'm done with this wig. Yeah, let's get comfortable. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's
when you can just like cut loose and like just go natural.
Yeah, and I assume that it's held on by that bow in her hair. She just like unsnaps the bow, and it's like, all right, I'm comfortable. This got 9,400 retweets. That's insane.
It's so relatable.
It's so relatable. Let's see what we got next. Arthur with his little headphones on his. Oh yeah. Arthur's headphones are on his head, but they're not on his ears. And it says the caption is, "Yeah, I'm gonna listen to your SoundCloud, bro. I got you." But he's not actually listening to it because that's not how headphones work, Arthur.
Yeah. Arthur's ears don't do headphones like that. No, that's not how Arthur's ears are, and that's hilarious. I love it.
But there was a movement like in the mid 90s for like cranial music based on lollipops. That is, I don't know if you ever had one back then, but it was like a little lollipop with a plastic stick that when you put it in your mouth and bit down on it and hit the button, it would play music through your brain due to the vibrations in the device. So maybe that's how Arthur's headphones work. They just like vibrate his skull and yeah, just a thought.
Okay, yeah, that's his ear bones connected to his skull bones. I think I remember that part of the song.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now this next slide here, no credit to give. Sorry, I missed the last one anyway. Oh well.
Yeah. I think this is just a beautiful mashup of like that classic Arthur, like shitty Arthur. Like Arthur's not a good person. Like Arthur is repeatedly like trying to get away with shit. And this is like those perfect scenes of Arthur just taking everything for himself, and giving a little adult twist. This is like the your reaction to what that mouth do. This mouth eat cake.
Yes, it's a picture of Arthur on the left shoving looks like an entire cake. I'm guessing it's just a piece into his giant mouth. Then on the right, it's him like hiding behind the fridge door, shoving another piece of cake into his mouth.
These are different cakes also, folks. One is looks like it's strawberry iced on the left, and it's chocolatey throughout on the right.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he's going to drink that 2% milk right afterwards, straight out of the carton.
I'm sure he is. You know why? It's got that little like extra brightness and jitter that shows it's not part of the background. It's like a foreground carton of milk. Right?
Well, that's kind of hard to tell from a still photo. But you're all right. I mean, that's how I watch cartoons. I always know what's going to happen based on what's obviously animated and what's just the drawing in the background.
It'll clue you in a little bit, on what's on that cartoon movie magic. Although that might be less of a thing these days with modern Arthur being generated by computers and not hand drawn.
Definitely. So are there any after this? Do we have anything? Oh, we have some charts here.
We have some interesting stats. We got some numbers to look at.
Yeah, I mean, they're not anything special. It's just Google Trends, which only tracks Google. But since Google runs the world, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, this'll do for understanding. I mean, like pretty much what everyone's searching. People were really curious about Arthur's Fist and really got into it. After this first tweet kind of launched a late July meme culture phenomenon of finding relatable Arthur images and putting adult captions to them.
Yes. So here's the 12-month. As you can see, Arthur's Fist was almost non-existent. Although I don't know what those the small hills are. The small peaks in February and October of last year. I don't know why people are searching Arthur's Fist at that time. But,
I mean, almost JT felt like that fist was just so relatable. Like maybe he drove the traffic for a little bit just because he had those emotions and, so many of them and kept coming back to the fist and being like, you know what, there's something about this fist.
There's something. And then we go to the 90-day chart on that. July 25th, nothing. And then kaboom.
Kablamo.
Hits peak interest in... That actually looks like the beginning of August. Wouldn't that be the beginning of August?
That's what it appears to be.
Yeah.
We kind of like... The thing is, like, Arthur's Fist is still kind of relatable, right? Like, this is simmered down, but it's still kind of an ongoing feeling that people are angry.
It's more than zero,
right?
That's for sure. But it is on the downtrend. I pulled this chart yesterday, so the day before we recorded this, that is. So I don't know. Maybe it's going to go back up a little bit. I mean, it has spikes here and there. I guess when the newest, dankest memes come out based on Arthur's Fist, people got to search for it.
You got to get on that Arthur's Fist pitchfork rage. Yeah, when that mob Arthur's Fist anger just takes over you. You just got to take to the internet streets and tweet about it.
Yeah. And next we've got just Arthur memes in general. They have a nice thick interest line down below, but it's just like the Arthur's Fist one. They don't really register that high until you get to July of 2016. Then Arthur memes in general explode themselves along with the fist, which is, I don't know what you can really draw from that, but it just makes sense to me.
Right? You can draw a line through my skull because like Arthur's in my consciousness now. Like you can correlate that with like the phenomenon of Arthur.
Yeah.
Like we're part of that trend, you know. We're like part of the discussion now. We're turning our own meaningful thoughts in on this, and asking you guys too, like, what are your favorite relatable Arthur moments? What about this fist is so meaningful to you? And I think we have one more. Oh, what is that? What's that?
Yeah, we do.
Poking through.
So speaking of Arthur memes in general, this little guy here, Mr. Bunny Rabbit, correct me if I'm wrong, but his name is Mr. Bunny Rabbit, right?
His name is Binky his name is Bill Barnaby. His name is his name is Barnaby.
Come on, you knew it before the show started.
His name is Buster Baxter. He's a rabbit. His dad's name is Mr. Rabbit. Don't call him that.
Don't call me that. That's my dad's name. So yeah, it's him. It's little old little dude sitting here at the computer saying, "You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?" Question
Who does
mark.
that? Why would they do that? No one tells lies on the internet. Like why would that happen?
Yeah. Well, I don't know when this episode aired, but if this quote is truly what he said in that episode, because he is in front of a computer. This may have been back in the early days before the internet became the thing. So maybe people didn't lie back then. They didn't have enough wherewithal to know that internet would be a good platform for lies. I mean,
maybe. I think there's a good amount of early internet that the lies can really seep in, and there's a fun article about the evolution of the Street Sharks TV show wiki, descriptions of all the episodes, where one person on the internet created a bunch of fake Street Sharks TV episodes. Just outright fabricated a bunch of things like the female street shark, and everyone started remembering, their favorite street shark was the female one. Like these fabricated things on the internet became a part of people's consciousness and like triggered false memories in a way that the point of the story is, if there's something as like esoteric and tiny as a community of people who talk about street sharks, like you can get in some, like, the noise gets a little bit fuzzier to that signal, right? When you dig into things that fewer people care about and care to fact check on the internet.
Well, maybe that can be our next niche channel. We'll start a channel dedicated to street sharks and setting the record straight. I remember
all the Street Shark VHS copies that never existed.
Yeah,
and doing commentary track layers over them, setting the record straight about what's actually happening in this show, because it's very important to set the record straight.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I hope that this episode was somewhat informative or made you think a little bit about Arthur memes and Arthur fists and memes in general. I'd say we had a pretty good time. Did you have a good time, Alec?
I had a great time. Leave a comment. Let us know what memes we should check out in the next episode. Maybe we should do some street sharks, because that would be kind of fun. You remember those things?
Yes, I do, and I'll tell you a little story after we...
This is not current at all, except for this like weird little article. Like, we also wanted to capture that lightning in a bottle. I don't think that's street sharks right now.
No, not right now. But yeah, anyway, so thanks for watching. Make sure you do leave a comment, like Alex said. Let us know what we should talk about next. And if you like this, hit that like button, as they say. And subscribe maybe, because you don't want to miss the next episode. I mean, who wants to do that?
That'd be a bummer.
Would be a bummer. Oh, and if you're listening to this on an actual podcast, when we get to that, leave a review on iTunes. I hear those are good. Anyway, I'm Ryan.
I'm Alec.
And this has been the Memeingful Discourse
Discourse
podcast. Good try. We tried.
We almost synced up there.